Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Corey and this is Get Sharp, where I sharpen your knives. Today, we need to take a look at our SJ250 Japanese stone. Recently, I was assisting a neighbor with a hydroplane skid fin, and 1 second, I lost focus. And the edge of the fin dug into the stone here. It's very soft, so it put a nice little dent in there. Yesterday, I was sharpening the new Japanese butcher knife. Oh, we used it for quesadillas last night. By the way, butcher knife, that shape, I'll have to do this later. It's a quesadilla knife. It's the perfect shape to cut them. So, anyways, I'm filming. We're talking about this stone. So anyways, I dug into it a little bit, and while sharpening the quesadilla knife, I could feel it tick, tick, tick. And ultimately, if I'm doing a really good job on someone's blade, this cut, this damage on this stone isn't gonna give us the best results. So today, we're gonna be pulling out ye old, what do they call it? TT50 or Tormek truing tool. And we are gonna shave hopefully just a tad bit of skin off this stone and get it back to new. So it's gonna be a lot of zoom in on this one. So let's get started. All right, here's a close-up of the TT50 truing tool. You can see here I've put a couple zip ties on here, but they can just pop right off. And I want to show you this side here. This is where the magic happens. This is a diamond infused piece of copper, and little chunks of diamond are what actually grade the stone, not the copper. And you can see here it's on a screw, and that allows us to rotate this this tool here on the x-axis, left to right, left to right. Other thing to note, this brace here jams it. You jam it into the universal support bar, and then once that's in place, you use this screw here to tighten everything down. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up. Alright, so first things first, we're not going to have a need for the angle setting jig. And we're going to need the support bar way lower. And one little trick I like to use, I'm going to get my support bar to touch the stone, and then I'm going to try to identify which side is the high side. And this side is higher than this side. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take our truing tool, slide her on the support bar. If you're serious about sharpening, unfortunately this is a tool I don't see you getting by without. If you want to do a really good job, you kind of have to invest in this thing. And geez, it's probably about $100 US, maybe 80. It's not cheap. I have even worse news for you. The diamond tip, that guy, replacements of it run you $70. So I'm keeping a close eye on how long those last. But that is the Tormek way. Shit's expensive. So first things first, we're gonna travel left to our high side. And that's probably our highest point of the stone. And I'm gonna go ahead and lower down. So that's sitting on it. That's not touching. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm taking note of where my numbers are. Now, as you can see, we're sitting between 1 and 2. All right, hopefully that's a nice good perspective for you. And we're going to go ahead and lock our support bar in. And we've moved to where we're on the outside of the wheel. Now we're going to rotate in. Okay. I just want to see how deep that went. Okay. I'm going to raise it up a tad. Now I moved it to where I'm no longer between the 1 and 2. I'm between the 1 and 6. Lock my support bar in. I'm going to go ahead and go back in. That's a little high. We know we're on the high side. I'm very particular about this process because I don't want to ruin this stone. It's worth taking the time. Okay, we're taking a little meat off. That's good. And you notice that rhythm. This is because the wheel has become oblong. It's not a perfect circle. Probably once we get halfway, it's very likely we will not be taking off anything at all. See that big white spot? That's meat that we've removed. And this is probably about the perfect depth. Something you learn with time. You start to understand the sound and the vibrations. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this edge and then attack from this way, because there are moments where you go from here to the edge. For some reason you'll chip this edge. But if you go from this side to this side, you mitigate the chances of it chipping. Don't ask me to explain the physics behind that. I know this. The crows know this. Now we're just going back home to the start. You have to have a lot of patience for this process because it takes time. And we have a very heavy train going by right now. This thing's packed to the brim of coal because it is shaking the house. Okay. loosen my support bar. I'm going to go back between 1 and 2. Tighten my support bar. Oop. I'm still on the wheel. And if you get some intense resonation, put your finger on the end of the support bar. And I have a feeling I went a little too deep, so I'm going to raise it up to 1. Lock in my support bar. I'm also going to just double check that this bad boy's in here nice and tight. Pressing it this way to your left and tightening at the same time. And we're going to go all the way back home to your right side. Power on. And we're driving left. Well, there's our bad spot. Too bad it didn't happen right here because we'd be done. But it looks like roughly 30% of the stone has been ground down. So we're going to be making a lot of progress right here really quick. Boy, that cut's literally on the worst spot it could have been from a health saving standpoint. Okay, I'm gonna drop her down to 2. Just the smallest change, and I'm gonna shut up. Alright guys, we're more than halfway, but wouldn't you know it, the damage is damn near right in the center of the lowest spot of the wheel. Makes me wonder, is that a coincidence or is that science? There's got to be some science behind that. Why it dug in there. I would assume it would, the edge, that moment of mistake would happen on a high spot. But anyhow, it kind of feels like, you know, digging a tunnel from both ends, right? Got our guys over here coming this way. And we got our guys coming from here going this way. So I wanted you to be there for that. I don't know if it's going to be on this pass, but slower a little bit. See what happens. So when this happened, you can see there's still a little blue around it. I'd sanded it a little bit, so that's why it's kind of fuzzy looking around it. It's a little deeper there than the rest of the stone. That's it. Now, if I would have kept that thing spinning while I went from this spot here to the edge. This would be 1,000 little tiny chips on there. Don't know why that is, but it's not worth it. Well, there we have it. This is where our chip was. Well, for those of you that stuck around till the end, really appreciate you. Don't forget to hit or stab the like button for me. My goal is 500 subscribers by the end of this summer. And before my, life fell apart, breaking the camera and my baby bird going to the hospital, we were hitting 2 to 3 a day. So I'm excited to be putting up at least one video per day. Gonna try to do 2 on a couple days to catch back up for that gap. But yeah, now you know how to true an oblong, out of shape Japanese whetstone on the Tormek sharpening system. Thank you. And on the next video, we'll be dressing this stone before we put a blade to it. That's a fun one. I'll see you then. Bye.